Nick. Wade Lebecki with the WIAA. We'd like to talk about the baseball tournament here. It seems just like every year we get the rain issue, and there's also been some concern about the 61 games in one day. Do you foresee any changes now that you've been doing this for a couple of years?
You know, we've talked about it with the coaches. You know, a couple of things that I brought up with them. One is that, you know, if they were to use the basketball model, they'd have their starting pitchers, their outstanding pitchers to pitch in a championship game, which they don't have right now. You know, you need 3 pitchers because you have 3 different games in the 3 days, and if you don't have that, basically you're throwing, you know, anybody in the last championship game. That's a thought for them. It's not a push. It's not something we're, you know, emphasizing. It's just something for them to think about. The other thing we're thinking about as well is possibly playing the 4 quarterfinals on the first day of D1, having a semifinal of another division on that evening, and then bring the semifinals off-site to, say it's Appleton West, and then play the next semifinal for the other division, and then the 4 runner semifinals for the other ones. So we're trying to get 5 to a day so they can go ahead and get out of here at a reasonable time. But weather's always a problem.
So the 4 quarterfinals will be the first day, and then one semifinal
right,
that day?
So we would try to get 5 games a day instead of the 6.
So 5, and
then the 4.
And the 4, okay. When you look at what's with the state of baseball, is there talk about just merging into one season now? It seems like every year a few more teams leave from summer. What is the state of summer baseball?
Right now we're steady with it. It's going to be interesting because the Dairyland up north in the Eau Claire area, between Eau Claire and La Crosse, is dropping summer baseball and going to spring next year. They're just having trouble getting kids to give up their summers anymore. So we'll be down to 54 or 56 schools. And it's getting close to the threshold of do we offer the tournament or not. As long as there's members who are interested in offering summer baseball, I believe we will. We may have to move it from Stevens Point to the Milwaukee area to save on some expenses of team travel. We may have to go ahead and go down to one day where we bring in 4 instead of 8 teams, because now you're going to have basically 3 conferences involved in summer baseball. But right now I don't anticipate it being cut in the near future, but it's definitely in the discussion.
And I guess the weather's always an issue here, but every year you seem to have to make some decisions, and this year you had to push the D2 games back to today, but I mean it becomes more of a safety first, and you got a professional team plays here. I'm sure they don't want their field damaged.
Right, there's a lot of factors, and while we'd love to have days like today and days like we had Tuesday, actually we're doing great with those days. But there's always weather in June, and we have to deal with it. But as you stated, the focus yesterday was on the field conditions. It was getting slick. You could see it getting glistening, and there wasn't much they could do. They could put as much diamond dry on there, but then we had to consider the condition of the field, because the timber rattlers didn't want us to tear up their field too badly. And once you get that soft turf going, you're going to dig holes and dig up divots and so on. So we'd have to respect their wishes as well, and that's what it came down to. Both factors like that.
Any other issues for baseball on the table right now?
No, I'm just looking forward to getting the baseball bat rule to the BB cores and getting done with that from the NFHS. But right now there are very few issues that we have to work with the coaches on. We'll just tweak it a little bit and make it a little bit better.
And the bat issue, that is next year that goes into play.
Right, and it's been a hassle this year because of some of the decisions they've made. So next year all bats will have to be BB core bats, no more Beaster bats, and it'll be a straight line. So they've had 2 years boarding, and now we'll put it into effect, and it's going to make life a lot easier for coaches and umpires.
All right, thanks a lot, Wade.
Yep, thanks, Dennis.